What's up guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be going through some strategies, some tips, and some tricks on how to improve your game in Fortnite. So some of these things you may already know about, others I'm just putting up just in case you might not know about them, and I think they might be able to help you out a lot. So stay tuned and we'll find that out. By the way, if you're new, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, chuck a like. Thanks. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is the triangle wall peak that someone found the other day, which I personally like quite a lot. So what you want to do is you want to place a wall like this. You want to place a triangle right there. So make it back to normal. And now you want to edit that one like that. Edit a L shape at the bottom there on both sides. And now you hold the header button. Now you can have a full view of what's ahead of you just by looking through your editing of triangle. Very handy tip. Oh, there's a llama. Hello. But there's a very handy trick. So if you want to see what's ahead of you, you have almost full vision while you're doing this, and you won't obviously get shot. So that's a great trick. Okay, so the next one is going to be, so what you want to do is you want to place a floor, but you want your head to be inside it, like so. And now you wait. You wait for an unsuspecting victim to walk past. They cannot see your head whatsoever, but you can see everything. As soon as you see someone, you pop out, bang, 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 they're dead. So yeah, very useful tool. I like that one. That's one of my personal favorites. Moving on to the next one. So I'm just going to switch places at the moment. It's hard because I don't have another person, but if there's someone in there and you're constantly shooting at their builds and they're just constantly building, you know, against your shots, what you want to do is, before they can slip off that next build to counter your shots, you want to slip in your build, quickly put out edit, and then just go bang and shoot them in the face, basically. So let's try that. Is the looking through the ramp technique. So with wood, there's obviously a lot of gaps in this material. So let me just quickly demonstrate. But yeah, if you're sniping at a little bit lower than this height, if you have a sniper, you can actually look through those gaps very easily and get a clear sight of someone. And sometimes even do a trick where if you're being shot, you can line up your shot, wait for them to break down the piece in front of you, and then bang, you have a clear sight. And a lot of people fall for that. It's a great tip. And yeah, looking through these gaps also is just very, very good in general. Much more durable than wood. So yeah, that's for that reason I think that is the best material. The next tip, what I would like to show you is when you're peeking, you always want to imagine that you're being sniped at. Like you always want to just be on your feet, basically. So like crouch peeking is a big thing in Fortnite, and like you don't just want to be standing there just shooting someone and, like, you know, tracking them, and then while you just get sniped in the head, basically. So crouch peeking is interesting. It does stop you from your 100% accuracy. Sometimes, depending on what weapon you're using. Right now, silenced SMG is quite goes in 100% accuracy quite quickly. But so if you're underneath your ramp and then you see someone, you want to go like this. So yeah, that's how you want to do that. You either want to do something like that, or you want to do just continuously crouch, or just constantly zigzag left and right, and backwards and forwards, because you always want to be on your feet to make sure you don't get sniped in the face when you're scoping in at someone. So yeah. So one more technique for you guys when you're rushing, if you're building up and you want to quickly change direction, what you want to do is you want to place a floor. You want to build above, edit it, then build around, and do that. Then keep going. This will stop you from getting any damage taken in this process, because once you edit that floor, you have the cover of that plus building the ramps around you, the walls around you, a correction, and then you go back to building what you want. And you won't get hit during that whole process, unless you're using like a minigun or something, but you won't get hit in that process. A very safe technique to change directions, like so, right there. So yeah, I find that one quite a handy one to use. To get somewhere and you're at a high place, I mean, now they have that added like gliding at high places, but so it's not as useful. But when you're trying to build across, just try and get the habit of just building triangles on top of it, just to add a lot more reinforcement. And you can do that while you're running as well. You can get a lot quicker at it. Pretty easy, simple trick. But yeah, you can definitely save save your life from time to time if you're getting shot down. And then if they're trying to get through 2 layers of your builds, you can already just get a good shot at them. So yeah, it's a good handy trick. I'm going to use different wall ramping techniques when you are rushing someone. So ramp rushing is a big thing in Fortnite, and there's many different ways you can do it. So you got the Dorito ramp rush, you got the wall ramp rush, you got the wall floor ramp rush, just the normal ramp rush. There's heaps. But the first I'm going to show you is just in the regular ramp rush. So you know, just spamming all the ramps, trying to get all those builds above the person you're trying to rush and get high ground from. Alright, that's the first one. Alright, the next one is the casual ramp and floor rush. So you got this one, bang, 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 bang. If you're on controller, it's going to be L2, then R2, pretty straightforward. L2, R2, L2, R2, L2, R2, L2, R2, L2, R2. Keep doing that, and then you got a pretty decent bit of foundation going on there. But the thing is, with this technique, it is good when you're rushing against someone. If they're over there, for instance, north direction. But if they're underneath, you're screwed basically, because they could shoot it down just like it's a normal floor rush. Sorry. Okay, so the next one, this is where it fixes that. So in the next rush technique, we have the floor ramp wall rush technique. So it's simple as staircase, floor, staircase, wall. So in the order I like to do it, I'd like to do floor, ramp, wall. 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 I keep doing that. Very tricky at first, I won't lie, but very easy to do after a while once you do get used to it. And it's a great rush technique, probably one of the best, I think. Does suck up your materials though, so there's that. But yeah, as you can see, as I'll glide down here and show you guys, very unpenetrable way of rushing someone. So yeah, that is my personal favorite. Okay, on to the next rush technique, which is one of the last ones, is going to be the double ramp wall rush. So, what you want to do is you're going to go ramp, 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 wall, wall, ramp, ramp, wall, wall. Keep doing that all the way along. You can do it one at a time just to get used to, but it's pretty easy to pick up eventually. So, just double wall, ramp, ramp, double wall, ramp, ramp. Pretty straightforward one. Don't really need to explain it too much. You can do double ramp wall, floor, floor. That's a very tricky one. I personally can't do that one, but if you can, then good on you. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Onto the final rush technique when you're ramp rushing is the Dorito ramp rush. This one, very complicated one. I personally can't do it, but I'll show a photo of it up on the screen of someone doing it. It's a relatively new one actually found in Fortnite, but yeah, but go check that one out if you'd like. I'll leave a link to it in my in the play at the bottom of this video, and check it out if you're interested. Another thing I'd like to show you is that when you build a ramp, if I can just reorganize this a little bit, there we go. So when you build a ramp, if you time it right, you can actually boost yourself forward. So let me just get a bit of a platform going on here. So when you place it, if you place it inside of yourself a bit, then you can actually boost yourself forward. If I can just get it right. If I can just get this right, boys. Hang on. There we go. See how that launches you forward a little bit? Yeah, if you can get that happening consistently enough, it's a pretty good rush technique actually. So let me I'll try it one more time. Alright, let's try it out. There we go. You can sort of see how it's happening here. But yeah, pretty decent one we got there. So yeah. Another thing I'd like to show you guys is my settings. My in-game settings. For wireless control sensitivity X and sensitivity Y, both want to be around the same. You can have them between 0.75 and 0.9, I would say, between what you want in Fortnite. I'm about 0.87. Sometimes I switch it to 0.9, depending on how I feel, but I like high sensitivity in my games. That's just me anyways. Wireless building sensitivity, I have that separate to my actual sensitivity. Obviously, but I have it on 1.34. That does me quite well. I like my it being very high as well. Maybe not as high as my general sensitivity, but with building sensitivity, I have it nice and high, so I can easily build around myself and yeah, just defend myself easily and start building quickly as possible. Targeting sensitivity, I want that a little bit lower, just a little bit lower than what you would think, just because when you're scoping, you don't want to be aiming at the sky if you knock your toggle in a different direction. You know what I mean? So you want that sensitivity to be a little bit low, at least 70. At least 70, I would say, was at the highest. I would say for scoping sensitivity, targeting sensitivity. Scope is a little bit different though. That's like sniping and all that. And then you got your regular targeting sensitivity, which is like with your ARs and stuff, etc. So scoping with your sniper, I like to be a little bit higher. But yeah, that's about it. All your general stuff down here, it's just like pick and choose whatever you feel like, sort of, to be honest. Turbo building is a must-have. Turbo building there, make sure you have that. You want that on. You just want, if you're playing on PC or controller, whatever, you want turbo building to be on. It's just a must-have. Auto material change, yes. Aim assist, yes. Sprint by default, no. Sprint cancels reloading, yes, I have that on. I recommend you have that on too, just because if you're reloading and you get stuck and you can't run, it's screwed me over once or twice, and maybe lose a game. Actually, I remember it quite clearly from when I was reloading a grenade launcher. Anyways, but that's a bit annoying, so make sure you have that on. Auto pick up weapons, no, definitely not. Auto open doors, no. I want to do all that stuff myself. You don't want to be assisted too much, you know what I mean? Now, this is an important one. Controller edit hold time. You want this to be until the very lowest as possible. So when you're building and you go into your editing time, you want that to be super fast. Super fast. Alright? So that's almost instantaneous. That's how you want it. So yeah, that's my settings. At a build battle with someone, you're both ramping up to each other. You want to get that ramp on top of them, maybe sometimes even a few triangles like that. Chuck an edit in there and dive on them. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah, just win the high ground. Biggest thing in Fortnite. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, chuck a thumbs on it. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. But yeah, otherwise, have a good day, and I'll see you around. Peace.